Hello everybody, RV living with the geezer. And I'm just leaving Boyd, Texas and heading down to Hazel. I don't know if you can see on the left right here, that road, that is still closed. Right down there a little ways, it's got a low water bridge that goes over the Trinity River. And it came way out of its banks. We probably had 6 inches of rain within the last week. So yeah, we're nice and green up here, that's for sure. Really green, really pretty, beautiful day. It's about 72 degrees, and yeah, just going down to Hazel to get a few things done. I just wanted to a few of you might have seen that post I put up last night. My son's team won that second round, the area championship, and they won 16-5 last night. And so now, next week, they're meeting the two teams I was talking about, one out of Lubbock and one out of El Paso. They're playing today, and what my son did, I thought he'd get a little rest this weekend, but nope. He got up, Stephanie told me he got up at 4:30 this morning and took off, met the other coach, and they took a school vehicle, of course, and drove all the way to Fort Stockton, Texas to watch the game. It's going on right now. It's supposed to start at 1 o'clock today being Saturday. You may not see this video for till tomorrow probably, but yeah, they got home after that game last night. Calvin got home, I guess, probably about 11:30, and then I just hit turtle was crossing the road. Darn. Got home about 11:30 last night, and he got up at 4:30 this morning, took off, and he said Fort Stockton is a real popular place because West Texas, is so huge, but it's all in the same region. Fort Worth is in the far eastern part of that region 1. There's 4 regions in each division of softball in the state, and but West Texas being so unpopulous, there's not that many big schools, so it takes up a whole lot more square miles to make up the number of schools they need for a tournament. So it runs all the way to El Paso, which is 600 miles from here, but they'll play in a neutral site for the playoff games, so not getting into it too deep. But so anyway, these two teams, Lubbock, Cooper, and El Paso Parkland, are playing. They'll decide their series in Fort Stockton today. So I texted him and texted me back and said I texted him a really good restaurant in Fort Stockton, Mexican food restaurant called Tacos OJ. We used to eat there all the time when we'd be up there. Fort Stockton's 65 miles from Alpine, but I would go up there it was the closest Walmart, and I would go up there like once every 3 months to, get supplies and stuff. But Tacos OJ is great, but they had when he got my text, they had just sitting down. They had just sitting down. Yeah, it's good English there, geezer. Yeah, I would have thought I learned more. I graduated 8th grade, but they just sat down in a restaurant called Guadalajara, which I know where that is. I've never eaten there, but I heard it was pretty good. But yeah, So I'm sure anything out there is, it's pretty good Mexican food in West Texas. It's not as good as deep South Texas, or from, San Antonio down. But anyway, I might get an argument started there, but what the heck. So they'll be back late tonight, so hopefully the boy will get to sleep in tomorrow. There's one day off. But it'll be worth it if they get a good scouting report out of that. Man, they take charts and stuff out there that, they track everything in those games. So, yeah, and the other thing going on today, besides the Kentucky Derby, that's this evening, which I always like to watch. It used to be a big deal out in Alpine. We'd all meet up at a bar and watch a Kentucky Derby. You get ready for it, and the programming starts like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, and the race will come on at like 5:30. It's just as bad as the Super Bowl, really. But the thing about the Kentucky Derby against the Super Bowl, at least the Super Bowl lasts 3 or 4 hours. Kentucky Derby lasts a little over or around 2 minutes, give or take. So, yeah. And then the other thing I want to talk about, I got several things to talk about today. How about that? In Boyd, I think it's a really cool thing they do once a year in May. It might be like the first Saturday of May. I'm not sure, but it's called the Big Event, and they get a huge turnout. I believe it would have to be. It's voluntary, but the middle schoolers and the high schoolers go out, and people that have hard time taking care of their property, elderly people and whatever. Maybe they don't have a lawnmower, or they've got limbs to haul off, or these kids go out. They start early too, and they work all day, all around town in Boyd, cleaning up, mowing grass, doing whatever needs to be done. I saw, and there's a bunch of them, and each group has an adult supervisor with them, and the adults, the dads will provide, like, I saw a couple of flatbed trailers hauling lawnmowers, and, they provide the equipment and everything. And they'll go clean up a person's yard, or they'll paint some on their house if they need it. I saw a group of them painting the iron. They have a real nice iron fence around Boyd Cemetery, and there was maybe 30 kids out there repainting all those, what do you call it? It's like wrought iron. It's like an iron fence, but it's got those spindles, and that takes some time. And but there's a bunch of kids there. I don't know how many kids turn out, but it's several hundred, and they do amazing job. I went by those kids at the cemetery and rolled my window down, hollered at them, give them the thumbs up, and told them they're doing a great job. And Sonny's involved in it. Lexi might be. I don't know. Stephanie told me Sonny was involved in it. So, and she's the middle school. She's 6th grader. And it's, I think it's 6th grade on up, or maybe 5th grade on up. But I've never heard of another school doing that, and they've done it for years. So it's really, really cool. So that's all I got to talk about today, guys. So I'll let you go. And like I say, it's a beautiful day. I'm pulling in here to Hazel. Traffic usually gets a little heavier, so we'll be talking to you later. Adios, my friends. Bye-bye.